Good to see everyone here. Bob, I hope you're doing well, sir. Good to see you.
It'll all be better after the surgery. Thanks for asking, Chris.
Absolutely. Just waiting until everyone hops on boards. But today, if Andrew shows up in time, we're gonna take a look at his presentation, see how because he had some his presentations weren't landing essentially, and we want to make sure that we always present something compelling. Of course, the most important part is doing adequate discovery with the 7 stages, but we want to make sure to connect whatever we uncover from the discovery with our presentation to make it super compelling. Now I already have a video around this, so I'm just gonna put it in the chat. Whoever hasn't watched it yet, I highly suggest you do. And also I have the document in the comments. Yeah, Andrew is with us, so he can start. But if you haven't watched the video and you don't have the compelling presentations document, I suggest you grab both from the comments below. Andrew.
Hey.
Good to see you. Do you want to dig into your presentation in the beginning?
Yeah. I went through the video that you sent me, and I'm clearly not doing a very good job there. So, yeah, I would like to kind of dive into that if we can.
Yeah, let's dive in.
Okay.
What resonated most with you from the video?
Honestly, I think I was not being detailed enough. Like you had laid out like to have 3 pillars, and I used to do that, and I stopped doing it when I went through the NAPQ course. I don't know if I must have misunderstood the way or the videos I talked about the presentation, because I kind of condensed them all into one like short little paragraph instead of speaking to the prospect at each of the pillars and why it mattered to them. So yeah, I think that's the main thing I'm missing.
Okay. So do you have your script? Good to see you, Levi. Good to hear from you.
Yes, good to see you too. I do have my script. Do you want me to screen share or send it to you? What do you want to do?
Yeah, just put it in the comments. Maybe I can edit directly a few things.
Yeah.
But you'll have the recording even if I don't capture everything, we will be able to unpack it.
Okay.
But when you have the link, perfect, sweet. So boom. Let me share my screen. And let's create a compelling presentation. So I'm not gonna go through the questions.
Yep.
Just for the sake of time, because that will take a long time. So present offer. Objection handling. Where's the pillar structure?
I don't have them in here. I didn't add them yet.
Okay. Yeah.
So if you scroll up a little bit, that was just notes I was taking from our last call, honestly. If you scroll up a little bit, you'll see above like qualify, and then based on what you've told me, that's kind of where I go from there. And then afterwards, I ask them the kind of commitment questions, and then I show them like the details of the offer.
Yeah. So this is your current presentation, essentially.
I guess I'm kind of doing it twice, is what I think I'm messing up.
What do you mean? How do you mean twice?
Like I'm doing that, and then I tell them really the next steps would be to look at options to get started, and then I screen share them like the details of what's included and what they get, kind of thing.
No. Are you getting think about it objections?
Yeah.
That's why. So what are you screen sharing with them? And it's okay, we'll fix it. But it's just really the next step like it feels confusing to them because we're walking them through we presented something. Do you feel like this will help? Yes, it will. And then you're laying out the next steps, which is another presentation.
Right.
So, and this makes the presentation longer as well, and it can get confusing. So what exactly are you screen sharing with them?
It's just like a Canva presentation I have.
Presentation?
What's that?
What presentation?
It's like a slide deck thing that basically just like shows them what the things are included and what the price is. That's it.
Yeah, can I see it?
Oh, sure.
There is, or if you have the link, because I want to clean up the entire thing. This will be your presentation.
Okay.
Just
Cool.
fixing, we need to condense it into one section only.
Yeah. And that's what I felt I was doing wrong. I realized this isn't great. So okay.
And if, just so everyone has proper context until Andrew finds it, essentially, of course, we want to do proper discovery. We have the 7 stages all the way from connecting, finding out why they're there in the first place, situation, discovering a few things about their current situation, what they have in place, and all of those aspects. Problem awareness, digging into what types of problems do they have right now that has them reaching out, probing into those problems, and raising the emotional temperature. The better job that I do stretching that gap, the more urgency they're gonna have to hopping along, joining me. Then we dive into solution awareness. Solution awareness is the first part is objection prevention. We want to see if we can uncover any red flags ahead of time and start preventing them, so we don't have to butt heads with them at the end of the call. And in the second part of solution awareness, we build them up. So if we visually draw the NPQ like a sales process, essentially I'm starting very low. Instead of just pitching, which the old way of selling, it's pitching, we raise resistance right away, and then the sale is gone because they close up, people will not open to us. With the NAPQ sales process and with the sales process overall, what's the new way of selling? Essentially what we want to do is we have their situation, we're keeping it very neutral. Problem awareness, and this is where we can start digging into their problems. So essentially I start creating a valley of emotion, for lack of a better term. So I create a value of emotion, I raise the emotional temperature by getting a clear impact. And then in solution awareness, what I want to do is paint a vision. Paint a vision, like if I come over here in this point and I offer my solution, what does their ideal situation look like? Life is going to be amazing. They're going to have this, they're going to have that, all those different aspects. And a lot of people will make the mistake of pitching here, and they're used to doing it that way, and that's respectable. The only thing is there is no urgency because I've given them a bright future to look forward to. But the thing is, people as creatures will move way faster away from pain than towards pleasure. So what we want to do is we don't want to present after that high that we've reached. Life is amazing. I'm going to have all those beautiful things. I'm going to feel great by having them. I want to gently slap them to the ground. Again, gently. So this is where consequence comes in. This is where I need to take that bright vision and rip it away from them. But what happens if you don't make a change? You stay where you're at, having all those problems that we uncovered here, and your situation keeps getting worse. And what we want to paint here is a future that's worse than their current problems. That's where the urgency comes in. Because Yes, we brought them low with the problem awareness, but we want to pull them lower with consequence, because if we don't fix a situation, it typically gets worse. That's what we have to get them to realize. And this is the point where we come in and we present. I know this is a crude, I'm not an artist by trade, but I hope this gives you a sort of good idea on the emotional temperature that we should drum up. I don't have permission to look at this, Andrew.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
I requested access.
Oh, okay.
You should,
I got it. I figured it out.
yeah, okay, sweet. I think you should have an email. Perfect, thank you. Is it okay if I share my screen?
Yeah, do
Okay,
rip it apart. That's what I'm here for.
sweet. So 20-week VIP transformation coaching program. One set of labs and gut testing. The root cause analysis with functional. So these are all the different deliverables.
Yeah.
Okay. What's this is once. Okay.
It's-
And you drop the price. Okay.
Yeah, that's for working with my coach. Like the first one's to work with me, second one's to work with my coach.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then this is just, I don't show this to them unless it's basically month to month.
Do you show them this?
Most of the time, yeah.
Don't.
What's that?
Don't.
Okay.
Do you know why?
I don't know why now.
Well, because you're dropping the price to handle an objection that you don't know if it's there. This doesn't necessarily help you. It's not that you're
Okay.
telling them, if you take action today, you're getting 1,000 off.
Yeah.
That's an external way of increasing urgency, but you're not doing that. What you're doing is, hey, if you want the second best thing, here's 1,000 off. But
Yeah, well, I just tell them that my client roster is full on the first slide, so that this is the only option that I have.
oh, so you don't
Which is
want
true.
coach. So you don't want
What's that?
so you
I-
don't want, so you're not offering the
No, I don't have any space available in coaching with me. So I don't even,
gotcha.
I show them that, but then I tell them I actually don't have any space available to coach with me. So I create the plan and my coach is your one-on-one kind of support system. And this is the cost of that.
Are you getting any resistance
As far as
from
people wanting to
that
work with me?
in terms of, I would want to work with you, etc.?
No, I haven't gotten that yet much, no.
Okay.
But I'm willing to change. I mean, I'm willing to change that. But I don't want to take on any more clients for myself.
Yeah. So essentially right now your presentation is you present the offer, you present this essentially,
Yeah,
and then you get commitment, and then you share this deck with them. Boom. You
correct.
share your screen and it's done.
I walk them through it, but yeah.
Yeah. The only challenge with this is once you're sharing this entire screen, where does my eye go?
Yeah, it goes to the money.
Yeah. So am I listening to you when I'm looking at the money?
Probably not.
Right. So what I would, before anything that we discuss, this needs to go and turn it into another slide.
Okay.
Or just present the price right then and there.
Mhm.
After you walk them through with this. The reason why is, let me figure out if I can draw. I think I can. In between these 2 points hides a value objection. Between you dropping this and this. Do you know why I say that?
Yeah, because you would ask them if they think it would work for them, and they would tell you yes, which I did before, and then I presented again. So yeah.
Yeah,
That's where
but
I'm messing up.
if you do it up top, you're still presenting the deliverables afterwards.
Right.
And where did I say yes to earlier on? Right.
Yeah. So exactly. Okay. That makes sense.
So what we want to do, and we'll restructure it, but taking it just so we can get quick wins. This will help you with the think about it objection. This is huge right here, because I'm going to present all of these. And I'm going to say, perfect, Andrew, that's what it looks like to work together. Does what I cover make sense to you as the plan that I will follow? Yes, it does. Okay. Any questions that you had? No. Perfect. So do you feel like this could be the solution for you? Yes. Why? Because of this, because of this, because of this. Perfect. Now we know that they don't have any value objections.
Mhm.
So anything about it objection after that, it's a money objection.
Right.
Money fear or money logistics. Does that make sense? Now I'm
Yeah.
sure, because I'm going to ask them, okay, based on what I presented you, what do you feel would be the keys to the castle for you? Oh, I feel that this set of labs and gut testing, I think it's going to be huge. And also having that one-on-one support, I really value, blah, 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 blah. We're locked in the solution. So anything about it, they just told themselves. So anything about it objection that comes after that, it's going to be a money objection.
Mhm.
And I can attack it straight on. So let's look at the presentation itself.
Yeah. So my question is, would I do this, would I insert the 3 pillars where, back on the script and then show this still, or I guess, what's the flow of that, of that or like the flow that you recommend?
Yeah, that's what we'll dig into right now.
Okay.
Essentially, again, this is a bit much altogether.
Okay.
Because it's one big, let's say, pillar with 50 different deliverables.
Yeah, well, it's all 3 of my pillars in there. I should just take those out.
So it can get confusing, right? Because I don't know necessarily, if you show me this, I don't know what to focus on. Wow. So 12, 20 weeks, the investment is right there. It's yelling at me. And now this guy is talking.
Yeah.
So, whoops. So based on what you told me, so let's look at the transition stage as well. So based on what you told me, what we're doing can actually work for you, because you know how you mentioned that, etc., etc. And because of that, is making you feel, I believe you mentioned a little bit less confident, lethargic. Okay. So here, you want to say, we want to get permission to pitch, essentially, permission to present.
Mm.
So how you can do, especially if you're selling to primarily women, it's good to ask for permission, so we eliminate any nervousness before. So with your permission, what I can do is I can walk you through my, metabolic fuel program to show you how I help clients just like you. Would that help you?
Yeah.
Yes. Now we open the presentation.
Okay.
The way that we're going to structure your pillars, you will start it with why everything they've tried in the past has failed. So you will follow this structure. So you know how you mentioned that right now, right? You're having chance with losing that weight. Well, one of the biggest problems that women have when they come to us is they keep exercising, and a lot of times they go daily to the gym, but they don't monitor how the metabolism behaves based on their age. I'm talking BS, right? I'm just giving you an example. And that they don't have the right diet plan that actually fuels their metabolism. So the way that we solve it for our clients like you is pause. That's where essentially the pre-frame ends. And the way that you're going to structure your pillars, you want to start with the mechanism. Do they get access to the portal or any portal of any sort?
There's weekly trainings that they do throughout the program. there's not like they get access to our app, which is the portal essentially.
Sweet. So the way we solve for our clients like you is, I'm gonna take too long to write it out. I'm a little bit ADD as well, so I'm gonna be all over the place, but you're gonna have the recording. The way we solve for our clients is we give you access to our weekly training metabolic fuel program. So what it allows you to do is follow a diet roadmap so you can X and Y and Z. What that means for you is, so I'm not gonna go too deep, is my point. You're getting weekly access training to the portal. That's the future. Benefit, what that means for you is, you're gonna have a day-to-day roadmap on exactly what food you should eat to reignite your metabolism, so you're never feeling lost on when you should work out and what you should eat after each workout, so we can start losing some weight. Can you see how this might benefit you? Yes. Done. Pillar number one. So what I did is I stamp the future, follow up with a benefit, and I put it into their world. So 12-week training, it's going to allow you to reignite. It helps clients reignite their metabolism, does this, does that, does that. And what it means for you is you won't feel guilty when you're binge eating, because you'll be able to go into the app, do this, do that, do that. Confirmation. Can you see how this might benefit you? Yes. So what you're gonna enter here is gonna be the training. Root cause analysis with a functional doc.
Mhm. So my first pillar that I have is comprehensive testing. It's labs and gut testing to identify if they have any underlying issues. It's not necessarily the mechanism though. It's kind of like the vehicle of the mechanism.
Yeah.
So should that almost be second?
No, that's gonna be the big problem.
Yeah. Oh,
So
okay.
one of the biggest problems people have when they come to, clients have when they come to us is they follow crash diet here, crash diet there, but they have no idea where it's coming from. What's the root cause? And that's why before we hit the green light with any single diet, we go through a comprehensive plan to look at your gut, look at your hormones, make sure that what's the little thing that will swing the big door when it comes to your weight loss. Are you okay with going through, that's how you can qualify them as well. Are you okay with going through a series of tests so we can come up with a plan that actually works for you? Oh yeah, that sounds amazing. That's how you hype them up, right? And you qualify them at the door. So that's good. I hope you're getting excited. I am. You're gonna follow it up like the last, essentially the future is gonna be the app and boom, boom. That's gonna be it. It's gonna be, the problem is gonna be the lack of clarity because they don't have metrics. You give them the metrics, the future is the portal access.
Okay.
Are we clear?
So it's basically the test. You're saying like it's the testing, and then the second pillar would be like the actual plan, and then the app.
No. So
or maybe I'm misunderstanding here.
No, it's okay. Maybe I didn't explain it properly. One of the biggest problems that people have when they is the biggest problem is lack of a personalized plan because they don't know their metrics. They're following diet 1, diet 2, diet 3, but it's not customized for them because they have no idea what's happening in their body. They're following diets that were created for other people's bodies. They're gonna be like, oh, okay. Because it makes sense. Like you don't know what's going on with my gut, right?
Right. And so that's one pillar.
No, that's, you're revealing the problem that's been going on, why everything else that they've done so far hasn't been working. So this is something that's easy for them to accept because essentially you're telling them it's not your fault that you failed. It's just that we haven't looked, or the previous trainers haven't looked at your metrics, and they didn't come up with a diet plan that really suits you specifically.
I got it. I'm understanding now.
So the way we solve it for our clients is exactly what we said before: the app, the portal, the weekly training. And what that means for you is you're gonna have all those amazing benefits.
Got it.
Now, pillar number 2, that's where you have the big mechanism, the training that they get. The second piece is gonna be essentially the coaching, and the third pillar is gonna be the community. So the coaching is gonna be the personalized road, the one-on-ones, anything that they're getting, so they don't feel alone and everything is customized according to the plan that they need. And pillar number 3 will be around community, and it can be unlimited messaging with their coach, because people are tribal creatures. They like being part of communities. They want to be part of tribes. They hate feeling alone. That's why we'll shape your third pillar around community of women all losing weight, getting in the best shapes of their lives together.
Sense. And then you do the kind of structure that you mentioned there, you do for each pillar, or do you do that before presenting your pillars? One of the biggest problems is that inside of the
Yes.
pillar before it.
One of the biggest problems, this is how you start your pillar 1. Pillar 2, which is going to be your coaching, you can do it one of 2 ways. You can do the other big problem a lot of clients have is the lack of accountability and sticking to their plan, and also having insight when things go off the plan. And that's why we have coaching. So how coaching looks like is you have one-on-one support with you or the coach. You have an unlimited messaging with your coach. So you're at you have to bring it into their day-to-day lives. You're at the supermarket. You're not necessarily sure what to buy for your next meal. Message your coach. Get that help to make sure that we're not falling off track. You're always having guidance. You always have someone to reach out to. Do you feel that this is something that would help? Oh yeah, for sure. And pillar number 3, yeah, so that was way number 1 too. So you can use essentially the same formula. The other thing is you can pre-handle an objection. The way that you do that is, now the last thing we want to do for you, Sarah, is give you access to a portal and leave you all by yourself. That's why we have coaching. So our clients never feel alone in their journey. It can be a lonely road out there, especially when we're looking to go from identity, go from kind of like an average, Jane, when it comes to our day-to-day routine, to becoming really the best version of ourselves, like the athlete or whatever we uncovered during the discovery, the caretaker of our homes that we can really be. And that's why we have coaching. So you have the opportunity to have one-on-one messaging, etc., etc., etc. What that means for you is you'll never feel lost. You're one message away from getting that help, getting this, getting that. And pillar number 3 is, this is where you would introduce community or support. Now, of course, you have the coaching, you have the plan, but we want to make sure that you're sticking to the plan. And the best way we can make that happen for you is create a community of women all looking to get in the best shapes of their lives together. And that's why we have where's the community? That's why we have the private members community, where it's in a X community. All the women come together, they share common challenges, best practices, uncover what's working, what's not working. So, and you fill in anything else. But that would be pillar number 3, coaching and accountability. And pillar number 3 is the community. You're never feeling lost. And what else is in there?
Can I ask you a question of something that?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. So for me, I think it would make more sense if pillar number 2 was like the like customized protocol for them in pillar number 3 was like guidance or support in that way. Is that okay for it to flow that way too?
Well,
Because I don't really have a super active community, to be honest.
When it comes to the protocol, what does that entail?
It entails me creating their customized nutrition fitness plan and then getting their customized protocol as far as supplementation lifestyle from the functional doc.
Okay, so what we can do is that will be your first pillar. So you get their labs, you do the roadmap. Once you have the roadmap, we have the weekly, we move on to your weekly training. This will be your portal. That would be pillar number 2.
Okay.
So weekly training would go here, and then you will have guidance and accountability, and you would morph everything together in terms of the one-on-one coaching. They can reach out to a coach every day. You don't even have to mention the community. Or you can mention it in one line, and you also have the community of women all looking to lose weight together.
Perfect. I like that. Thank you.
So what I would recommend is this isn't bad at all. I like this. But right after you do the consequence, you do the transition, and you can share this with them. This has to go away. What I would do is do 3 slides with 1 pillar on each one. So I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna say, let's say, I'm not gonna erase anything, but what I'll do is I'll have the exact same slide. Go ahead and duplicate it.
Yeah.
Right on top, you're gonna have step 1, set of labs, customized protocol. You're gonna talk your way through that. The biggest problem people have when it comes to this, yada. Can you see how this might benefit you? Yes. Slide number 2, and the slide number 2, you will have your first pillar, but you also have your second pillar. So you're revealing it step by step.
Okay.
Pillar number 1. So essentially, you'll have 4 different slides here. I'm not talking about these 2. I'm talking about the main one. You're gonna have it 4 times. 1 for each pillar, and it stacks. It's for each slide. And on the last one, you're gonna reveal price after you do your commitment. So you get commitment buy-in on the pillars, then you drop price, and then you do this. You drop the price. That's what's needed for you to get into the best shape of your life, shed those 20 pounds, and really put yourself in the best possible position to lose or to do X, have shredded shoulders, like you said. It's 5,000. Where would you like to go from here? You can do that.
Yeah. Cool.
If they're silent, and I don't have anything else to go over with you. It looks like we possibly covered what you were looking for. Really, the next step is some way to take care of the investment with a credit or debit card, and we go through the onboarding process, connect you with your coach, and get you into the community. Would that be appropriate, or how would you like to proceed from here? No, that's what you do.
Okay. Thank you. This is really helpful.
How are we feeling about the presentation now?
Better, yeah.
Okay. I think it's gonna solve a lot of
And where do you like, is there before that I should ask them to start presenting, right? And like to show my screen and whatnot. Right? Is that it? Where do I because I guess I kind of used to just kind of roll right into that. Look at my script here.
Yeah, so you're gonna get with the transition statement, sounds like what we're doing can actually help because you know how you said X and Y and Z, and it makes you feel Z, Z, Z.
Oh.
Well, with your permission, what I can do is I can walk you through. That's where you share your screen. Once you get that yes, perfect. I'm gonna share my screen with you and you're right into it. So how we help clients just like you is I closed Canva. Is the VIP transformation coaching program. So it's a 20-week program, and really the first thing that we fix and the biggest problem that we have clients have when they come to us is lack of clarity when it comes to their bodies. Da, 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 da. You take it from there.
Okay.
Are we clear?
Yeah. Perfect. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Sweet. Absolutely. So let's roll into Q&A. I guess before we do, what are the biggest takeaways of what we just did with Andrew? I want you to drop them in the chat. And it's not for me, it's for you. Once you distill something that you see, you learn into one takeaway, it helps your brain remember next time and the next sale and the next encounter. Sweet, 1 pillar per slide. Yeah, absolutely. We don't want to confuse them. Specificity sells, for sure. But yeah, as everyone is typing in their takeaways, Benjamin, let's roll into Q&A, role plays, and any challenges.
Ayo. So I noticed that I was having I sold a car, but I just want to get better.
Nice.
So I've noticed that when people come out on the lot, it's like when I go from the okay, so what attracted your attention to
Mhm.
like, for example, like the Ford Ranger, they'll tell me, oh, I saw it on the lot or something like that. I decided to come out and I'll be like, is there anything else? They'll tell me, no, there's nothing else. And then I'll go into straight into like situation. But what I've noticed is I'm not able to kind of like connect the two and where it makes sense because it's like, well, we just went from talking about why you're looking at this and now we're talking about the car. So it's like hard to keep them funneled in that conversation because it's like it doesn't make sense logistically because I'm not doing something correctly. I know that because it's just like I sometimes like it gets bumpy. That's the best way to put it.
Yeah, so when you ask them, what was it that piqued your interest? What do they reply?
They'll tell me with something as simple as like, oh, I saw it on the lot, or I talked to your guy online and he said come check it out.
Yeah,
And I'm
which
like,
car did you
okay.
see? Which car did you see?
I saw a Buick, a Vision 2021.
Oh, okay. And what are you driving right now, if I may ask?
I'm driving a Honda Accord.
Was it weird?
No, you went into that way faster than I did. So you asked one less question. So once they give you that first note, then you just go straight. Oh, if I may ask, what are you driving right now?
Yeah. What else do you need from them in the connecting question, from the connecting phase?
I need an overarching goal, right?
Is this buying a car an overarching goal?
I want to say yes. I want to say yes. Yeah.
Don't say yes. Challenge me.
Oh, okay. I feel like that's not the case. I feel like it's too surface level.
Mhm.
Like like because I was pondering on it. I'm like, what the hell made you get up out of your house, drive 30 minutes all the way out here to the lot to come pick up a car or possibly look at a car, right? What
Yeah.
what made you take the time out of your day to come look at it? Would it be too forward of me to ask that question? Cause like,
No, what you can ask is, what car were you looking at? That Buick, etc., etc. Oh, well, how'd you look at that car?
oh, what had you look at that car?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you can go into situation
Yeah, what
questions
got
from
you
there.
interested in that car? Yeah, we want something maybe bigger for the family, or I've had the car for 3 years. I'm looking for a change. Oh, what are you driving now?
For some reason, I must be doing something wrong because when I follow the flow of the conversation, it's
Mhm.
like they refuse to answer the question and they'll tell me something another, like it doesn't make sense. So it's like, okay, but I don't want to disgruntle them. by being like, well, you didn't answer my question. Like, so
Well, how are they asking? How are they answering your question?
they're answering my question with like something as simple as like, oh yeah, well, this was like a car that I had like in the past and I like it, da 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 da. But
What do you
like,
like about it?
I liked the color patterns and it was just real
Okay.
British and heritage was strong.
Okay. But what are you driving now?
Right now I got myself I have a '02 Mini
Mm.
Coupe.
Okay. Yeah, I know that car. How long have you been driving it?
I actually just picked it up as a collector's car, like 2 weeks ago.
And are you driving it? Do you have it on the road?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Well, that's a nice car. Well, how'd you look at the other one?
Well, I just thought about having an additional car for the fun
Why?
of it, one car that's old and maybe a newer modern car for the fun of it.
Okay. Is what I'm doing rocket science?
Where would you take it from there? Because I've gotten answers like that, and I will continue so I could see where you would take it after giving you something that doesn't, because that's not really like a tangible problem or anything like that.
It's not a problem, but where you would take it is, again, since you just got a new car, what had you looking at the Buick, just so I understand?
Um, I just wanted an additional vehicle for the lot itself. I mean for my house, and you know, I had one car, now I'm looking for a second car. That's about it.
Yeah, how so? Are you gonna take it? Because that's a bigger car you're talking about. Are you gonna take the family out, or what had you looking at it?
Oh, I wanted something to have that gives me a little more status because they were telling me my car
Oh,
was bitch made. I was
whoa,
driving a little girl's car.
that can be trouble, man. We gotta fix that. So, but I guess besides that, what had you? I guess what had you looking at that Buick instead of maybe, I don't know, this or that?
I like the style. It's different. It doesn't fall under what other people have.
Mm,
They've come a really long way with their design,
yeah,
and it really attracted my attention. I saw it online.
yeah. No, they've made a few upgrades during the years, but I guess before we start discussing, have you been out there looking at specific vehicles in other dealerships, or what have you been doing?
I've done a little online shopping. This was the
Hmm.
only one that was seemed like it was priced accordingly. And I was
When
like,
you say priced accordingly, how do you mean?
like I saw it online and
Hmm.
you guys had the same price for it, but within the 500-mile radius, everything else was a little too more expensive for what I
Hmm.
wanted to do.
How more expensive, if I may ask? Because I don't know at the I don't know what's online.
Would have been like maybe like an additional 2,500 to 5 grand.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it does sound like more pricey. And besides kind of like the price, what else would you be looking for out of, a Buick X and Z model? Like what would be, I guess maybe your ideal criteria to buy that vehicle?
Apple CarPlay, definitely. That's pretty important. Being
Okay.
able to not be on my phone.
What else?
Um, I don't think I have anything else really. Just the basics of technology upgrade.
Okay. Yeah, and I can we can possibly just do a test drive, but let's say, we'll find the right Buick for you. You like the interior, say you are driving in the road, like what would that
Yeah.
do for you? Being able to, drive that beast around.
It would just be nice. I have another car. I wouldn't have to beat up my old what's it called? My souvenir. And yeah, nice aggressive manly car.
What about the other guys though, that they threw some shade at your old car?
They'll
Are
put
you
some
gonna drive
respect
them
on my
around
name.
or what are you gonna do?
They're gonna put some respect on my name when they see me pull up with it.
Okay, I dig it. How would that feel?
Uh, I guess I really don't think about these things. What would it feel like?
Yeah, if you thought about it, I mean, you had an old car, they gave you hate for it. if you offer them to take them for a ride with your new car,
Yeah.
would you hate it?
No, I wouldn't hate it. No, not at all. I think I would like it. I think I would like that a lot.
Okay, well, wanna take it for a spin?
Yeah, I would like to.
Okay, but before we do, I guess, have you considered, what happens if you, I guess, don't buy the car, stay with your old one, and you just have to drive that thing around for the next, I don't know, 2, 4, 6 months.
Yeah, well, I guess I just have to continue looking until I found a car that fit what I was looking for in terms of price or something. I would
Hmm.
find something.
Okay, so it's important for you to get into, it's important for you to get into the right car and hit the ground running with it.
Yeah, yes, it is. Yeah, it is.
What makes it important for you now, though? Just curious.
Ah, you know, how I was like, it's important because I just don't want to like drive my other car like that. And it's
How
nice to
so?
just have two cars.
How so? Wait, what do you mean you don't want to drive the other one?
Well, because it's kind of like an antique, so I wouldn't really want to be driving the antique like that. Put more miles on it. It's a rare edition. Really want someone hitting that one.
Okay, what would happen? Would it lose value?
It would be really hard to replace all the parts. They come from England.
Okay, no, that makes sense. That's what you need to do.
Okay. That was like way less questions. Is it because of the fact that it's hot and it's like and it's like in person retail?
Well, I have what I need from you.
Damn, then I'm just bad.
No, dude, it's just practice.
Okay. All right,
Didn't-
thank you, Chris. I
Out of that
appreciate it.
conversation, didn't I get what I wanted? I have a why, I have
Yeah.
urgency, I have a gap. I could go maybe deeper, like how much would it cost you when it comes to your antique? For the sake of time, I didn't ask it, but when it comes to bringing those parts of the antique, or you drive that car around and you keep putting miles on it, like what do you think that's gonna cost you? So that was the last thing, but yeah, I
Okay.
had what I needed.
Is it possible? I've been trying to like build out my script for it for the longest, but I just can't put it together the right way, or I'm shooting in the dark. Is it possible for us to work on it?
Well, go through this meeting
Okay.
and take the questions that I asked you, put them on a Google Doc and bring it next time and see, and let's review it.
Okay, sounds like a plan. I'll do that.
Cool. Awesome. Let's keep it up. Joe.
Hey, Chris. Yeah, quick question. Our coach said that we're allowed to offer clients an extra month of coaching to close some deals that have been hesitant to close.
Yeah.
And I was just wondering what the best, most powerful method might be to utilize an extra free month of coaching to close, whether that's on the call, take action now, or with a follow-up.
For me, is I would when it comes to the call, time objections, that's where it really comes in. When it gives you, I don't feel I have the right time. I don't feel like I don't feel I have enough time for something like this. Or if they feel like I don't think I'm gonna be committed enough. So these types of objections, when it comes to lack of commitment, time-based objections, I would just keep it as ammunition and I would offer it then and there after it comes up.
Okay, those are pretty rare objections. It seems to be more about value and money. I need to think about it. I need to talk about my wife. We make it a pretty efficient plan, and often I go through time commitment if they're able to, and most people are able to dedicate the amount of time needed.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you know, especially when it comes to your avatar, I wouldn't introduce it unless that comes up, because when I'm buying something, I'm looking for the outcome. You extending, you know, another month of coaching doesn't necessarily get me closer to the outcome, right? If you think about it, it's
Yeah.
just that, yes, I'm getting additional support. That's cool, but what I care about is what I'm doing is in the first 30, 60 days, if it's working, because
Sure.
I might not want to continue in my mind, in the back of my mind, right? And a lot of people, yeah, they may, I don't want to create objections that aren't there.
Okay.
So I would just use it when it comes to dropping it on the call. I will just use it if an objection comes in. In your follow-ups, I would weaponize it for sure. I would say we have until the end of the month. We're running a special promo. We're adding an additional month of coaching. Whoever's joining us, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah, I did close a couple from people 6 months, 3 months ago who were
Yeah.
dragging their feet. And I said, hey, you know, if in the next 10 days you want to sign up, we can give you this extra month.
Yep,
So, okay.
that's good. Yeah, that's good. What other ways? Do you have, if you have access to, like, try to do a broadcast and open it up to maybe a more, if you have another pipeline with other closers and say leads 3, 4, 5 months ago, all these guys are unengaged. But what you can do is pull the emails and do a blast. So it's a little bit more efficient on your end, but you're getting hands raised.
Okay. That's good. I like that.
Yeah, yeah. Same for SMS. Like if you have numbers, pull them, use software. It's probably $50 a month. Use it for 1 month, one broadcast, and cancel it afterwards. But if you're able to send to 500 names, hey, get 5 people.
Okay. Just a mass SMS.
Yeah, mass SMS,
special.
hey, first name. Like if you pull the list, you should be able in a Google Sheet to put name, phone number.
Okay.
And you're able to customize it by the name. Hey, name, this is just Joe from, I don't remember the name, Dan's team. We just released a promo for the next 10 days. You get, if you do decide to join us so you can get in the best shape of your life, you're getting an additional amount of coaching. Are you still looking to lose weight? All you're looking for is hand raised.
Right on. Thank you, Chris.
Absolutely. Jose.
Hey, Chris, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. What's up?
Yeah. So I wanted to ask 2 questions. One was, so I'm in the field of life insurance. I'm just ready for my license, so I guess to get active and all that stuff. So, but overall, it's network marketing. It's a network marketing company, but their essential product is life insurance. So the way they set up appointments, or the way they want us to set up appointments to go see clients, is, let's say I brought you on board as on my team or whatever. We'd set that up as a training appointment. So what they do in the script, they don't necessarily tell that prospect that I'm gonna go sit with them to talk about like life insurance or their finances or anything like that. It's more, hey, can you help me out with my training? So when I go sit down with them, I don't know, I'm trying to figure out, like, I guess what's as I like build my script and everything, what's a good way to open up a conversation with them, because essentially they don't know, I guess, what I'm
So it's
there
kind of
for.
like, and pardon the terminology, I'm just using it a little bit offhand, but is it like a bait and switch essentially?
How do you mean exactly by that?
Because if I understood correctly, and maybe I didn't, you're coming in for training to essentially say, I'm just doing this for training, but essentially you want to present them during that training.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so that's what I mean.
Okay.
It's covert way of saying, hey, I'm just looking to do a test presentation just to train myself. But
Yeah.
essentially, you're really pitching them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Okay. And who are you presenting it to?
So ideally, like they start off with like their friends and family. So let's say we go sit down with their aunt and uncle. The typical avatar we sit down with is married, kids, they have a certain amount of income and all that stuff. And you know, a lot of obviously depending on the client, some of them already have life insurance or not. We'll dissect the policy and or we'll just kind of go on presenting with whatever product or service we have, you know.
Yeah. I mean, that's an interesting scenario. I've done one of these before. I think I coached the way that we did that is essentially this is you're running an education style webinar. How I would do it is I would take the referral angle. So you would do your presentation, anything that they've given you. And what I would say in the end is, you know, how do you feel about what I presented? Oh yeah, we like it. We don't like it. You could do better there, etc. Okay, that makes sense. Now, we're done when it comes to training. I appreciate everyone's feedback. Now, would you happen to know anyone who would need of something like this? Because we just opened a few spots, or because we just running a new promotion and would love to see if we can help someone with this. And if a lot of people, if we ask them who, the first person they're thinking is themselves, right? A lot of times you might get hands raised and interested just from that. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I guess maybe I have to do a better job at explaining it. So just to give a better idea. I don't know if it would help if I just kind of went over how the script goes, but let's say I recruit you. Yeah, okay. So I recruit you, you're on my team, and I tell you, hey man, we got to set up some appointments so that we can get you on training and all that stuff, so that when you get your license active to sell life insurance, you know, you can go out there, help out families, all that stuff, whatever. Okay. But essentially the market that you know is your friends and family, the people that are in your circle. So the people we're going to go train you with are those people. So we get to dialing, either you call them or I call them, but the script is this. The script is basically, hi, is this Chris? Yeah, this is Chris. Hey, Chris, this is Jose. I'm actually here with John. Do you know who John is? Oh, yeah, John's my nephew. Oh, cool. Well, John just started working with our company. He's going through the process right now of getting his life license with the state of Texas and other things in finance and all that stuff. So we were just wondering if you could possibly help him out with his training. And then they're like, oh, well, what is this about? Or what do they have to do? What do I have to do? And it's just, oh, no, all we have to do is just allow us to show you kind of basically what he's doing with us and, you know, what he's going to be doing with helping our families and all that stuff. And that's it, literally. And they're like, 9 out of 10 times, they're like, yeah, sure, we'll go ahead. We'll do it. Right. So we'll set up the Zoom appointment.
Yeah.
And in the Zoom appointment, they teach us to go through the presentation of who we are, what we do, all that stuff. And then essentially our goal is to be able to close them on life insurance, for them to get life insurance with us. And then obviously from there we can get referrals and whatnot. But yeah, I'm just thinking like, okay, where can I go with like a connecting question here? Or like, you know, it's not, hey, what attracted you to reach out to us or anything
And
like
that's
that.
exactly
So,
what I was mentioning. And that's exactly what I was mentioning. I understood it because I think no, I think I've trained another person to do that. The thing is, these people are not there for the reason that you're looking. So you have different agendas.
of course. Yep.
Right. That's why what I'm suggesting you do in this situation is you act as if it's marketing. Like the initial call will be a marketing. It will be a sales call.
Right.
It will be as if it's a marketing vehicle. You do a short presentation, maybe 5, 10, 15 minutes tops. Like the benefits, you're gonna get these returns. Who don't have, I don't know your presentation, right? I don't know when I want to pull stuff out of my behind here, but the message that I'm trying to pass is what you want to do. At the end of that presentation is who would you know that could benefit from something like this? Because Joe, as he's our new how would you call it? He's our new agent.
Yeah, new agent.
Yeah. Who would you know? Because Joe, he's just started, so he's always, of course, looking to onboard new clients. Who can you think of? They might come up with a list, right? Oh, we know Aunt Judy, maybe, or we know Paul. Okay. Now, I should probably ask, what are you currently doing? And you can do a situation question there. What are you currently doing when it comes to X and Y and Z? When it comes to protecting your family in case something unfortunate happens?
Okay, that sounds simple to be able to transition into that. Would that sounds actually really, really good. Would that be a good way to take it, or also would it be helpful instead if I switched maybe the way we set up the appointments with the people we go see?
You're gonna get a lower rate
Show,
of
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, I'm not the one to judge methodologies or points which is the right methodology when it comes to that lead gen, because that's more of a lead gen thing. What I would recommend is, based on the criteria that you've set, that's the approach I recommend. Picking up the phone, doing it in a nice marketing presentation, and then going the referral route. Because if the pain points that you just outlined with your presentation resonate, they will raise their hands themselves.
Of course.
But that gives you the opportunity to get a referral, and then you can flip the pancake and ask them, oh, and by the way, who are you, or what do you have in place when it comes to protecting the family in case something unfortunate happens?
Okay, so just after that, just flowing through situation questions and kind of go from there.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and see how receptive they are. Yeah, and see how receptive they are.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna try that. That's really helpful. Okay. Cool. Well, I guess the second question I had was this. So, essentially, a lot of the way that we can go about recruiting and just being able to get in front of people and all that stuff. Obviously, there's different avenues out there, social media, all that kind of stuff. But one of the ways that that is out there for us to do it is for us to, I guess, kind of go out there and prospect, kind of like door to door, but not necessarily at people's homes, but like, we're out and about, we meet somebody and all that stuff. I guess I wanted to just ask, like, would you take that same approach of the confused old man that you would do on a door to door that you would in a interaction face to face?
Who would
if
you
I
be
meet
calling?
you out of the blue.
Who would you
Say it again?
Yeah. Who would you be calling?
So it wouldn't be necessarily calling in this scenario. It would be more like I'm out and about, like, and I guess my goal is to go out and pick up some names and numbers from some people or whatever, like that I'm out, like, I don't know, they're out in the supermarket or something like that. And I just introduce myself and, kind of pick up their names and numbers and try to find a way to recruit them. Or if not, anybody they know that is possibly interested in becoming like a life agent or something.
Yeah. Confused old man for sure. In terms of the approach. Yeah, I don't have any direct, because I don't have with a lot of experience with that structure, like approaching people like straight up cold, in the supermarket. But yeah, your approach would be personalized intro and confused old man. Can you help me out for a moment? Hey, and you can do a personalized intro. Like if you go into the portal, you have a specific personalized intro section that you can put together. Hey, this is Jose. I'm helping people go through that training, and it will help you formulate something.
Okay. I do have what I can do if it helps. I do have I can bring like the presentation and all that stuff next week if it helps, just to see if we could help me out a little bit with it or something. Because I saw somebody that my friend that recruited me and all that stuff, like I just saw it and he did it, and I mean he has years doing this, so obviously I mean he has a rep count into it, but it's very like just salesy and pushy. You know what I'm saying? And so, I
Yeah.
don't know. I just want to take like a different approach to it. So
Yeah. No, bring it over. Happy to.
cool. All right, Chris. Appreciate it, man.
Absolutely. Levi.
All right, Chris, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Perfect. So I guess I too have kind of two kind of interconnected questions. First question is, a lot of the time, like half of my job is to go and do inspections. And so the inspection is set up for a particular problem. I work in pest control.
Mhm.
So like the inspection will be for termites, for instance.
Yep.
And part of my job is to do a home inspection and discover completely new problems that they had no idea that they had, and then make the sale off of those problems as well.
Yep.
So as an example, looking for termites, they'll have some like mud tubes around the house. I go up in the attic and I find that their insulation is really, really low or is contaminated by rats or something like that. And so I have to come back down and obviously let them know that they've got this new problem.
Yeah.
So I guess the first question is there a particular time that I should be introducing the new problem in the order of phases?
Yeah. So first of all, I would take pictures, right? I don't know if you do.
Absolutely, always.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. But it's key. Hey, I don't know if you noticed, but you have this. All right.
Mhm.
I want to get confirmation from them. Were you aware that you have, insulation problems? Just to answer your question first, it would be during problem awareness. So part of your problem awareness would be your inspection, you inspecting and making them aware of any problems. What I would do in your case, if they know they have, because they're calling you to check for termites, right?
Yes.
Before you start the inspection, I would ask them, what have you noticed? How long has it been since you first noticed it? What kind of impact is that having in your current, with your household, with your house? Well, how's that affecting your household, having those X and Y and Z termite issues?
Mhm.
Now we have a specific impact around the problem that you came in for. The next step is you'll do your problem finding. So you go up, snap pictures, you'll go down. Hey, I know we discussed about the termites and how it's been affecting you in this way, but were you aware that you have insulation issues?
Okay.
Oh, no. Yeah, and may I make a suggestion? You can say to ask for permission. May I make a suggestion? Yeah, sure. What we notice, because we see this daily, if this doesn't get fixed, it can result into this problem, and it can cost up to X if we leave it be.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's how you can bring it in a, I guess in a way that doesn't trigger sales resistance. That's how you can bring the problem to them.
Gotcha. Okay. That's excellent. Thank you. And then I guess the second question tying into that is, how do I build that sense of urgency, that gap between where they currently are and a new problem that they had no idea that they had?
Yeah, that's why I mentioned you have to do some digging before you go up there.
Mhm.
So when you leave, they're like, oh shit, we hadn't realized that it's that bad. But with your questions, it's our job to get them to realize that it's not just a termite issue. It's been affecting them for 3 months, and they've missed out on whatever they've missed out on by having that in place.
Gotcha.
We go up, we go down. And this is where, because this is a new problem that we brought over to them, this is where we have, you have to do some, without fear mongering. So you have to be a little bit, nuanced about it. But may I make a suggestion? Sure. Well, we notice if this stays in place and we're not able to fix this, it typically results in this damage and this damage and this damage, and it can cost up to $50,000 to fix it. Now, it's not something that you have to pay right now, but if we don't do something about it, I see with similar cases that we probably need complete new part of the roof if we don't fix it. So is it something that you're willing to fix right now?
Okay.
I would use some of that language.
Yeah, no, I think that's excellent. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. And then that's your problem awareness. And in the solution awareness, so before we started discussing, have you been out there looking at other solutions so you can fix the termite issue, but also seal off the insulation? Oh no, we didn't even know we had insulation. For termites, we've been, but you want to seed it in there to have it become part of the conversation.
Mhm. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Cool. Does that help?
Yeah, no, that helps immensely. I just really had no idea where I should be putting that and how to really bring it up to the customer, I suppose.
Yeah, yeah. So does this give you a structure to moving forward?
Yeah, absolutely. I think I've
Okay.
got a pretty good idea of how to kind of structure, I guess, the script, for lack of a better term,
Cool.
and the sales process. And at this point, I just need to kind of try it out, and then I'll come back next week and see what kind of problems I'm seeing.
Try it out. Let's fix them.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Chris. I really appreciate it, man.
Absolutely. Let's get some sales. Who's next? Anything else? Any challenges? Any questions? Anything we can fix? Going once, going twice. That's pretty much all I had, everyone. Good to see everyone showing up, putting in the work. I'll see you on the next one. Enjoy your Sunday. Bye.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Chris. Have a good one.
Absolutely.